take the money we're no longer spending at war, use half of it to pay down our debt, and use the rest to do some nation building right here at home.
Well, the GOP candidates who want to take President Obama's place come November are wasting no time bashing his State of the Union speech. The criticism started actually hours before the president even spoke the first word of the speech. Listen to what Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich said today.
Tonight, we're also going to get treated to more divisive rhetoric from a desperate campaigner-in-chief. It's shameful for a president to use the State of the Union to divide our nation. And someone ought to tell him, in order to put the economy back to work, everyone needs to be working. But more than anything, I expect the president will take this opportunity to take another victory lap. You know, in his big speeches, he tends to tell tall tales about an America that's thriving on his watch.
This is why I think it's always interesting to watch him, because he doesn't seem to operate in the same planet you and I do. He has this, you know, there's sort of planet Obama somewhere out there.
Let's bring back our panel. John King, how do you think this plays out on the campaign trail? John King's not there. Ari, how do you think this plays out on the campaign trail starting tomorrow?
Well, I think it quickly moves beyond it, because you've got a Republican on a Republican fight, and so they'll always say the same things about Barack Obama. But what's going to make the difference in Florida now is what Mitt Romney says about Newt Gingrich and what Newt Gingrich says about Mitt Romney. They'll go back to basics.
Back to basics. Paul, you agree with that?
Well, yeah, I think, again, Mitt missed the opportunity. I think David Gergen's point is really important. The number one thing in all these exit polls that Republicans want is someone who can defeat Barack Obama. But I think that definition is shifting. In New Hampshire, they saw that as Mitt Romney. But I think increasingly, they like the fire, the bombast, the aggressiveness of Newt Gingrich, at least the Newt Gingrich that we saw in South Carolina. It's why Thursday night's debate in Jacksonville is going to be absolutely critical. If I were advising Romney, seriously, I would say, they liked it a lot in South Carolina when Newt said, I don't even just want to bloody the president's nose, I want to knock him out. They like all that kind of stuff.
Well, but it's that kind of anger, though, that can sometimes really end up kind of aggravating voters who don't need any more anger in their lives. And you know,
in the
Newt
general
Gingrich,
election.
Well,
yeah, it's caustic in the general, Gloria, I agree, but in the primary, that's what they seem to want.
Well, it's interesting, though, because you saw Gingrich pull back in the debate the other night from being as angry as he has been, and we'll see what he does Thursday night with Wolf, because, you know, that anger kind of rallies the base, but it also can be unappealing, particularly when you see someone like Barack Obama, who's very sort of cool in his speech. Yeah.
Hey, and Anderson, one of the things I think we have to recognize with the GOP race is that you're going to see a different style of campaigning based upon the state that they're in. So those conditions on the ground also changes that. I think what happened in South Carolina was different from New Hampshire. What happened in New Hampshire, South Carolina is different from what will happen in Florida, and so you actually see that. What I want to see on Thursday is also when you will see these candidates really begin to talk about the bread and butter issues that the working man and working woman is contending with, and that is college tuition, education. The president tonight talked about immigration reform. Look, you can talk about build a wall all day, but you're going to have to confront that, and if you're a Republican, you better deal with it, or you're going to have a problem in Colorado, in New Mexico, in Arizona, in Nevada, even in Florida, and if you don't confront what is happening with immigration reform in this country.